Our next speaker is originally from India, now in Denmark. So we've got that beautiful connection of people not just from the West, which we always love, and we were talking about that earlier today in a quick chat. So Maha, I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Maha? Yep. Welcome.
Hi, Kevin.
How are you doing?
Good.
How's Denmark?
Denmark, we've had snow today, actually. So it's hello,
Uh,
cold and snowy Denmark.
Well, it's a bit different to probably what India's like. I mean, do you travel much back to India?
So here's the thing. I am culturally Indian, but I was born in South Africa. I'm a third generation South African Indian. And I've been to to India 4 times so
Hmm.
far. But I am very, very connected to India. Definitely, I am. Um, my heart and soul is Indian.
That's
My DNA is Indian, of course, but my heart and soul is very, very Indian, and I'm very connected to the understanding of the cosmos from the Indian perspective, from the Vedic perspective, is intrinsically built into who I am and the way I perceive life and the way I perceive uh, higher dimensions and higher dimensional living and the interconnectedness of everything. So through and through, I am Indian.
that's beautiful. And I've got lots of information on you, which is beautiful. Your bio, and in there it says you're a light code anchorer, a mystic, an alchemist, creative, and a formulator of equations. And you carry the energy of the soul star, wisdom, divine love, divine wisdom, divine courage, and power, which I think is beautiful. Do you want to speak a little bit into that, and then how the dragon energy has come in?
Yeah, I'll try my best. Please just weave me back in if I stray a little bit.
You can stray as much as you like.
So one of the things I was told many years ago when I was quite young, as many of us tend to do, is what's my purpose? What's my purpose? I want to know what my purpose is because that's really something so many of us want to know in life, right?
Yeah.
Yumiko also spoke about purpose. Purpose is what gives us a grounding in life. And I remember as a young person, I had a session with a psychic friend, and as she channeled the Ascended Masters, the answer came through saying that you are purpose. And I didn't understand that at the time. I understand it now. I am purpose. And being purpose, I help to introduce people to their purpose. And that's sort of like what the soul star energy is about. It's about purpose, right? So basically, I carry this energy of transmutation and I help to burn away that which is superficial and which is unnecessary for people. And they are then left with pure purpose. And I do it from a very um, understated perspective. If a person looks at me, I don't look anything too special, but I carry this very intense, very rich, very amazing, strong, powerful energy of the divine feminine. Very loving and sweet, and your girl next door, really. But it really just helps people to ignite their hearts, get back into the heart of love, which is what life is intrinsically about, right? We are meant to be love. And people talk so much about love, but not many people really understand truly what love is. Um, I carry the energy as soul star, I carry the energy of divine love. So that is really what I'm all about. I am about divine love. And then also, I like to compare it to in the Ascended Master teachings. If people are familiar with what the Ascended Master teachings are about, they talk about the threefold flame. And the threefold flame is divine will or God's will, and then divine wisdom and divine love. And that is the energy that I carry: divine wisdom, uh, divine will, divine love, and that with this energy of transmutation that permeates and pervades and flows through everything. Mm. So that is what I'm all about. And through this presence that I am, and through my voice, because I'm also a communicative healer. So just through the sound of my voice and the presence of this body, I shift things for people and help them get back into the human shell, as opposed to being disconnected from their humanness, which is also what one finds so often in the spiritual communities. People, as they start to walk the spiritual path, they tend to become so ungrounded. And so the work that I do as myself is to just help to bring people back into being grounded beings, being grounded human beings who can be extraordinary while being absolutely ordinary in appearance.
I love it. It's beautiful. And one of the things in your bio, it talks about is it Nagas, the dragon beings? What does that? What does Nagas mean? If I'm saying that right?
Right. So the Nagas are multiple. The Nag is singular, right? So we spoke earlier on when Yumika was on, and prior to the call starting, we spoke about how this year is stepping into the year of the snake.
Yeah.
So in Hindu tradition or Vedic tradition, we don't talk about dragons as such. Dragons are not a word that we use, but we do speak about the serpents, the serpas, or the nagas. So the nagas or the naga beings are the snake beings, which in the West or perhaps the more far East would translate into dragon beings. So those are the nagas. And the Nagas have really been part and parcel of Indian history forever. Indian history, going back to the very start, speaks about the Nagas and how they were some of the first beings to settle planet Earth and to create planet Earth also.
Wow. I've never heard of that before. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's mind blowing.
Could you share some of that story, some of that mythology, even for us, so
Yes,
sure most of us haven't heard of it.
Right. So with that, I would like to show you this here. So this is an agate crystal. And this is what it looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's called a Shiva's eye crystal. So in Indian history, one of our deities is Shiva. And Shiva is depicted with a serpent around his neck. It's one of these guys here that I showed you in the picture earlier on, a cobra.
Yeah.
And that cobra's name is Vasuki. And Shiva is known to be the first being that came to Earth. They call him Adi Yogi. He was the first yogi. And of course, India is famous for all things mystical. So yogis are something that most people might know when they think about India. And Shiva is known to be the Adi Yogi, or the first yogi on the planet. And then he then trained 7 masters in yoga and in highly mystical arts and information. And then he instructed them to go out to all parts of the planet and to take this information with them and seed the planet with this information. And actually, to this day, we find evidence, historical evidence of what used to be or what is Indian culture in other parts of the world. Even in South America, to this day, you would find ancient sculptures that match Indian mystical understanding. So, one of the other beings that seeded this information on the planet was called Patanjali, and he himself is known to have been a naga, a serpent being. And he brought what is called the Yoga Sutras to the world. He shared that with the world. These things exist, they exist in the Akash. And these ancient seers basically just tapped into that frequency. And then from that space of that frequency, they're able to channel that information and then direct it out to human beings. And so he expounded this information about the Yoga Sutras to people. But the interesting thing is, there were 8 siddhis that he talks about in this here. And the 8 siddhis are what we really know the dragons to be. It's also the energies that human beings, highly advanced spiritual human beings or yogis, can access. And I will read them to you so that it makes more sense for you. But the ability to change size, which is anima, to become incredibly small or the size of an atom. So in the West, for example, when they talk about dragons, they say dragons can become minuscule, right? Because that is manipulation of energy, and that is what dragons are. They're master manipulators of energy. And when we tap into the dragon essence of ourselves, or this ancient aspect or essence of ourselves, that's what we can and do. Indian yogis have been doing it for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So you can become incredibly small. You can become incredibly large. That's called mahima. So you can become as big as a mountain. And of course, that's where we know that dragons make up the matrix of this earth. Dragons make up the mountains, they make up the seas, they really make up the grid work of this planet. They become that big. Then they can also become very light. We can become very light. We can also become as heavy as the heaviest thing possible. We can translocate. We can know or read the minds of others, so read the thoughts of others. We can also manipulate others through our thoughts by knowing what their thoughts are, right? So we can really influence them that way. And then we have the power to create. So those are the 8 different siddhis that we as humans have access to. And of course, these are also qualities that these serpent beings have access to. And this information itself was relayed to humanity by a serpent being himself.
Sorry, somebody's had their mic on.
Yeah, that's fine. So yes, those are the Ashta Siddhis, or the 8 Siddhis. And Eastern mysticism basically puts value on it, because that's where mastery comes in. When we have the ability to master these aspects, then we know that we have arrived, but arrived at a certain level, right? It's always about transcending the levels we arrive at. So Patanjali lived, like I said, a very, very long time ago. And in more recent times, he has come back in other bodies and in other forms and shapes. And he's brought different methods of meditation and so forth back to the world to share in that way. I think that's pretty fascinating.
It is very fascinating. Thank you for sharing all of that. And for yourself, the dragons that we have in the east and the west, do you connect with those yourself? As in the sort of the way that Yumiko is talking about it, and the sort of the dragons that I connect with. Do you have that connection
Right.
yourself?
Right. So for me, dragon is more about energy.
Yeah.
It's not so much about a physical being. I believe personally that dragons come to people the way people envisage it. You see what it is that is relatable for you. Uh, so, on the highest level of frequency, I don't believe that dragons actually have a shape and form. I believe they take a shape and form. So, if we look at dragons, then in the scheme or relation of energy, more subtle than dragons, I would say, are probably the angelic realms. And again, there, angels don't have a shape, right? They don't have a form, but they're given a form and they're given a shape and they're given an identity that we can look at so that we can identify with it. So for me, I can identify with the dragon energy without seeing it in a shape or a form. But having said that, I have had beautiful drawing of my dragon aspect painted for me, which I've sent to you. And that was done by a beautiful Thai friend of mine, a Thai woman. And she's painted it as a pink dragon being.
Yeah, I've got those images, and both of the images. There's your husband's one as well. His name's
Yes,
Chi, isn't it? And those are, if people want to see those, they're on the dragontalks.info webpage with all of your information.
right.
Those images are gorgeous.
They are. They totally are. And my husband's as well. His is a sketch at the moment. It hasn't been converted into a painting yet. And his dragon aspect is golden. So it's golden iridescent. So it's gold with a lot of shine and effervescence around it, which comes across as this multiple rainbow frequency of colors.
It's beautiful. And do you personally see that, or is that just that someone's channeled that for you?
Somebody's channeled that. So I am not clairvoyant.
Hmm.
I have stronger other clairs, but clairvoyance at this point is not my strength, so I don't have that yet. Um, Somebody has channeled my pink dragon for me. She saw it, and many other people have also seen a pink dragon with me. So basically, that's how it's been described for me. And then for him, the interesting thing is two people have created a dragon image for him, and both of them have created it with these amethysts that his dragon aspect is guarding. So that's very fascinating that both of them have seen the same setup basically.
That's beautiful. I mean, your husband was a little bit shy of coming on camera on here. I mean, he holds lots of wisdom as well. The two of you hold wisdom together. Do you want to share a bit about how that works, and what wisdom you're both holding?
Yes, absolutely. So you're right. He was, and he is shy. He didn't want to come online just yet. But I think it would be really nice for us to come online in future. I
Hmm.
think it would be great. He carries a lot of wisdom, and his dragon aspect and his ascended aspects are incredibly, incredibly powerful. He also comes across as a very ordinary person, just like me. Nice people next door and friendly and smiling and that we are. but there is this extraordinary presence as well, the extraordinary power behind it. So, of course, if I talk about him, then I will talk about it from the Eastern Indian Vedic perspective, right? So one of the things also that you mentioned is in my bio, I mentioned that I'm a formulator of equations. I have the ability to map things out. I'll see something and I'll be able to match it and map it to other things and pull it together into an equation. And my husband and I, we share a unified field of consciousness. I don't subscribe to twin flames and all of those theories, but we do have this unified field of consciousness that complements each other in the most incredible way. And most recently, I was able to map the two of us where he is what we would call the North Node, and I am what we would call the South Node. So within the Hindu spectrum, we talk about Rahu as the dragon's head and Ketu as the dragon's tail. And I've been able to map a couple of things based on who we are, what we are, and then also the relevance of the North Node and the South Node. The interesting thing is that him as the North Node, his function is around material aspects. He's a builder, so that's very interesting. So it's very much related to the material world. Whereas with me, I'm very spiritual, and spirituality is pretty much my heart and soul and everything about me. So those are two aspects that map so perfectly to what the North Node and the South Node, or what Rahu and Ketu represent. Then he represents the future, I represent the past. I represent leaving behind things, he represents walking forward into the unknown. I represent the gifts from the past. He represents discovery of what is to come going forward, right? He represents adventure. I represent safety. So that is how we come together uniquely to create this synergy and this blend of energies.
It's beautiful. It's perfect balance, isn't it? The yin and the yang, the masculine, the feminine.
Exactly that. So again, from the Hindu perspective, it's that balancing energy of Shiva and Shakti, the masculine and the feminine.
That's gorgeous. I'm going to ask if the audience have got any questions,
Yeah, sure.
because we got a bit of time. Anyone got any questions on what's been said so far?
I'm also keen to do some healing later if people are interested
Yeah,
up for that.
I think we always up for a good healing. Anyone got any questions so far? If you haven't, not to worry.
I think there may have been some comments that came in though. I don't know.
Yeah, people saying thank you for making the difference between the Nagas, serpents, and dragons clear to them. And somebody saying thank you, that to go.
Right.
Yeah, no other specific questions. I think we hand it over to you to share some healing. That would be beautiful.
Okay. All right. So I would then ask for everybody to just relax and come into a space of stillness and silence to really just get yourself deeply connected to yourself. And before I start to bring forth the healing energies, would like to bring into your awareness the frequency that I have connected with for 2025. 2025 is about grounded embodiment. It is about being a beautiful embodied human who has the capacity to tap into the spiritual world and your spiritual essence. 2025 offers to you the opportunity to take stock of your life, to assess your life in order to access the gifts that you have available to bring to the world, assessing in order to access. It calls forth that you bring in all your creativity so that you can create a life that you desire. 2025 asks that you continue to shed the old that is no longer required, the old that no longer serves, just the way a snake simply sheds its skin, leaving behind what must go and rolling over into the new. 2025 also calls forth care for your precious self, the beautiful body that you carry. And with this awareness of what 2025 has available to gift to you, allow yourself to be in the space of anchoring these amazing new frequencies into your body, your mind, your spirit, bringing forth the beautiful you that is truly you. Orasht ta'i korokoi nayasai koyasa'a la'ara usht tuyasai niro ta'ayastai hishto so'atai ni shayata'u la'ara'i soyata'u monasht toyasa'u kana asai Tioto o saha so o na aya iha sa'u. Allow yourself to feel these frequencies anchoring into your body. Allow yourself to notice what you notice. Feeling where in your body you might respond to them. Shakya sa'u naraka e soya. Naratai konokoi shayata a sa'u wanatai kiyakaha sa'a lost to ni sayatai koraka aya a sa'u na ayaka e kiyakaha sa'i lisht toyo so e na a ro'a shiaka a lushed tea, onoko asau. Nayaka asae, noyaka asaa shau. Loko ikiaka hasaa, rahu, sho, sho, sho. Naskakiaka hasaa, laka wa arae. Ni shoyoko isayata asa. Ala ura e kinoko yo o sa u la isht tioko a sa a niasht ta ka u lo a ra e nikonoso e shayaka a sho. Into this moment, I invite you to call in all who you believe might need to receive these healing frequencies. I invite you to call into this sacred space, into this divine and holy container. Family, friends, loved ones. I invite you to call in the entire planet if your heart calls forth for that. The multiverses, the cosmos, wherever it is you're called to ask for healing, to invoke healing. Bring them all in. Allow them to anchor into the space. Feel the benevolent and healing frequencies of the divine serpent beings come forth and feel them wrapping around us with utmost care and absolute love. Allow them to step in and anchor into you, anchor into this container, anchor into those whom you so love, and into those whom you wish to send healing light and love frequencies to. Call forth the power of empowered creativity and allow this energy of empowered creativity to come forth and settle into you. Know that within your core, you hold the keys for transformation. Shaya aka eki nakahasa u. Rotoya ka e shoya sa u. Lasht tana ka e sha'a. Your creative seat of power is the rocket fuel to launch you into rebirth. after rebirth. Shayaka sayata iko sho'o sa'u raka na'i. As you stand tall in your presence and purpose, claiming your empowered creativity, you radiate the light of divine power out to all. Shayaka si to no o sayaka u. Rosht to nakaya sa'i. Sho ya sa'o. Watch carefully, and you will see that as you stand in your power, you enact change to all around you. Sayana ka'i tuna ka'a sha'a la'ishto o rakaya ka'i siaka sho'a lashto noko yosoi ra'a sa'o. By simply shining your light, you create the life you are born to be living through the kindness of your radiant beingness. Ishoyaka sa'u, Ishoyaka soro toyaka sa'u, Yashta nayaka so oyaka sa'i, Lashtaya ka so. You can be all that you perceive yourself to be. The only limitation is the limitation that you create for yourself. Give yourself permission to release these limitations once again, simply as a snake sheds its skin. And on the other side of this healing session, as you slip out from the old skin, you will step into a new, transformed you, one that shines, one that sparkles, one that carries the gems of transformation within your third eye. You are divine power. You are purpose. Sa ayashtau naraka shoya sa. Shanti. 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 Take a few deep breaths in. Allow yourself to anchor back into your body. Open your crown and allow a light, a golden white light to anchor through you and down, 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 deep into the core of Mother Earth, allowing you to anchor into your body once again, feeling yourself come back to the moment once again, back into your body, anchoring back into the here and the now. I invite you to take your hand and feel your shoulders so that you can connect back with this body. Feel your arms, your forearms. With each hand, feel the other hand and rub them together as you feel your fingers. Allow yourself to feel your buttocks as they rest upon your seat. Allow yourself to feel your thighs once again. Connect back with the weight of them resting upon your seat. Feel your knees, your calves, your ankles. Become aware of your feet and your toes. Allowing yourself to wiggle those toes and become consciously connected with them once again. And allow yourself to feel the beautiful smile upon your face and the radiant connection to life and the heart beating within your chest. And when you are ready, slowly, very slowly, you may open your eyes and come back into the present moment, into the here and now. Stretching your body, rolling your shoulders, simply being embodied once again, coming back into the space of grounded embodiment, knowing that this year, 2025, is indeed all about grounded embodiment. I trust that that was an enjoyable experience, and if anybody would love to share how they experienced it or what they experienced, what they felt, what they noticed, what they perceived, I'd love to know.
That was divine. Does anyone want to share?
How did you experience that, Kevin?
I went off somewhere. I left my body. My body was just gone, and I was just pure spirit. I just felt held and loved, and yeah, it was beautiful. I can't even exactly remember what you said or what was going on. I just sort of disappeared out of being here. It was
Yeah,
yeah, it's an out of body sort of experience, and I just relaxed. That's what I
that's
felt.
amazing. Yeah, that is amazing. That does happen often. People go really, really deep. I have been told, as I mentioned earlier on, that I'm a communicative healer. So
Mm.
simply through the voice, I bring forth healing frequencies, and simply through just being, as I said earlier on, I am purpose. So simply through being, these healing frequencies come through. And yeah, many people are able to go really, really deep where they, I would say, they dematerialize.
Yeah, it felt like that.
Body consciousness, they dematerialize.
Exactly. It was beautiful, and the light language, or what your voice was, it just completely changed. It was sort of like I felt like there was a really young version of you that speaking to us. It was strange. I was like, who's that person? I wanted to open my eyes and see if you'd changed. I was like, no, keep me shut. But
Yeah, I have to say that it's the eternal that eternal snake aspect of ourselves, that eternal naga aspect, or that eternal dragon aspect, that is very much the primordial energy of life.
mm,
That is what dragon energy is. To me, that is how I understand dragon energy to be the primordial energy of life. Within the Hindu understanding, we believe that the masculine is inert,
mhm.
and it is the feminine that sparks life into everything that is, into all that is. And from the feminine, life is therefore birthed. And that youthfulness and that joy and the aliveness is an aspect of this prakriti, this nature, the aspects of nature.
It's beautiful. You've got lots of beautiful comments saying thank you, lovely. Thanks, I needed that. Felt the healing energy. Loved the light language. Thank you. Feel light in my head. Thank you. Thank you so much. Felt so much light enter my body. Thank you. Yeah. So
Yeah,
lots
it is
of beautiful.
energy of your light. And actually, within the Hindu perspective, Shiva is this pillar of light, this pillar of light that comes in. And as I said, Shiva is the Lord of all serpents, and he is the first creative, the first creator, the first creative being that anchored on the planet. So yeah, it's just this pure pillar of light that anchors into us, that that brings this light in.
It's beautiful. I'm just going to share in here your contact information for people. And is there anything else you would like to share? And if people want to contact you, what is the best way?
Yes. So the best way to contact me would probably be by email, or otherwise my new business page on Facebook. So during 2024, one of the things I decided was that I needed to become a business. I needed, so for me to anchor more, as I keep saying, it's all about embodiment, right? So for me to embody more and to anchor more, uh, it's important for me to put my work out in a more organized fashion.
Hmm.
And 2024 was all about really gearing myself into a business space. All my life, I've done this. I am a mystic. I'm a born mystic. I'm a born healer, teacher, and guide, and it's what I've done, but never in an organized way. So 2024 was really me planning and assessing things and saying, okay, now I need to create a business, and I managed to do that before 2024 ended. So actually, it's not even a month yet since my business has been launched. On Friday, it will be a month. So we're just a little over 3 weeks that my business has been launched. And my business name is Mahayana by Maha. Mahayana, by the way, is a Buddhist word, although this has nothing to do with Buddhism. It is a Sanskrit term. So Maha means great and Yana means vehicle. So it is the great vehicle to bring you forward into um, the truth of who you are and the direction that you wish to see yourself going in. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to show people purpose. I'm here to connect people to their hearts, to the heart of love that they are, because I carry love. and I ignite and catalyze that love for others and in others. So many people talk about love, but most people don't really know what love is. It's such a superficial understanding. The spectrum that I am and the spectrum that I function from is divine love. Those who really need to overcome trauma and connect with the love that they are, those who have issues around self-worth and self-love, I'm possibly the one for them. And also, it's about courage and power. Power is not necessarily something that is masculine and strong. And what I like to say a lot these days is, in the 80s, who remembers the 80s when women were men? When women had to because it was fashionable, huh? But it was really the energy, it was the predominant energy at the time when women were men and women were so happy to be masculine. We don't need to be masculine in order to be powerful. We can be purely feminine and still carry power, still carry the gentle power that we are. And that's what I'm all about. I'm about the empowered feminine, the gentle feminine power, the nurturing energy that is so beautifully what us females get to be. It's not weakness, it's a strength, it's a divine strength. And also courage, gentle courage. We don't have to be bossy and pushy to show that we're courageous, you know. We choose courage in every moment. So yes, people who, men and women who wish to connect with their divine spark and wish to connect with love in the truest essence of the word can connect with me. I also help to ignite gifts because I am purpose. And as I explained earlier on in the balancing of my husband and my frequencies, the yin and yang that we are, the dragon's head and the dragon's tail, I ignite gifts in people. So if people wish that, if they wish to connect with their gifts, they're most welcome to connect with me. I'm a light code anchorer and I work across multiple dimensions. My work is mostly cosmic. So I work with high level cosmic frequencies. And what I then do is I have the capacity to reframe it and make it palatable for human beings. So from me, they simply get sounds if I'm doing like light language healing, for example, or they get beautiful codes. I create light codes, and those codes speak to them directly and indirectly. Having a beautiful code on your wall, or creating a pillowcase out of it, or having a blanket out of it, or framing it, or having it on your computer or on your screen on your phone, it shifts things in people's realities. So those are some of the things that I do. I would encourage people to, if they feel a connection with me, because I want it to be purely organic. I'm not for numbers. I really want it to be heartfelt. If people feel a connection with me, then to like and follow my new business page on Facebook. And if they feel called to connect with me directly, then to connect with me on, that was my battery, to connect with me via email. And I'll be happy to reply to them on that email address. I think you put the email down there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a whole lot of things I will be bringing through in the future, in 2025. All these years I've spent formulating and collating things, and now in the years to come, I will bring that forth to people.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much for your time. There's a quick question. Somebody says, is that a dragon painting by Nailin
Yeah.
Zori? Yeah.
Yes, that is that Nalini. Who's that? Kyle. Or is it Kylie? Yes, Nalini painted my. That's my dragon aspect actually, and the painting is by Nalini. She, in the days when she used to do paintings for people, um, this goes back to 2018. I had a session with her where she channeled an aspect of me, and it came to be this beautiful dragon presence of mine that is the threefold flame that I referenced: divine love, divine power, and divine wisdom.
Beautiful. That's gorgeous. Appreciate your time today. Thank you very much. And that session, that healing session, the light language was divine. I'm definitely going to have that on replay, and I'm sure everyone here appreciates you, and everyone that's going to watch the replays, all those thousands of people will love it too. So everyone, let's send Maha lots of beautiful love.
Thank you to everybody who stayed behind and who watched this with me. I truly appreciate your 1 hour's time. Time is precious, and we really respect our time, and our time is important to us. So the fact that you gave me 1 hour of your time, I'm incredibly grateful for. I appreciate that you stayed and listened to me. And if I can be of service to you, I look forward to that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention it. I don't know if anybody here is inclined or interested in Hindu ideas and all of that. But I'm starting a 10-week course with the goddess Lakshmi on Friday, and it's all about embodiment, and it's all about being in these human bodies and pulling in everything that is rightfully ours. Lakshmi is all about embodiment. She's the divine mother, and many know her as the goddess of wealth. But embodiment is not just about wealth. It's about having abundance on all levels, prosperity on all levels, beautiful relationships, excellent health and wellness, mental health, um, connection with the planet, and all that. So, if anybody is interested, it's not too late to hop on. It will be several hours for 9 Fridays. So, they need to reach out to me ASAP if they want to be part of that. Because I'm doing codes, I'm doing light language codes, and many other things that need to be ready to create the space for that. Yeah.
Of course. And somebody's just said, where could we find more about your course? Is that just by emailing you?
Yes, just by emailing me, please.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Okay, let me just reshare all of your information so people have got it. And of course, all of this is on the dragontalks.info webpage, so it's all there, so you can find the email address and the bio information for both Yumiko and Maha. And it's beautiful to have seen these amazingly powerful ladies sharing so much, so let's send them both lots of love. Obviously, Yumiko's away with her family, which is beautiful. So yeah, we are here, as you all know, every month, the first Sunday of each month, and I'm sure some of these people, beautiful guests, will come back. Like Yumiko's been back 3 times now. So Maha, if you ever want to come back, please let me know. And if you want to come and join with your husband once he gets his courage up, then you're both welcome.
We absolutely will. I'm so grateful for that, because it is time for us to step out and to take our work to the world. So absolutely, thank you.
Beautiful, and thank you again.
Evening.
And see you all soon. Have a amazing rest of your day, morning, evening, night, wherever you are. So thank you everyone.
Namaste. Bye.
Bye.